Okay, we've now got the coffee in the kegs. The next step is to remove the headspace from the kegs, and that is the oxygen that sits at the very top. What we're going to do is put the nitrogen in there and let a little bit blow through the system in order to get rid of the oxygen, which allows the coffee to stay fresh for longer. This coffee is good for about up to 2 weeks as long as it's refrigerated. So remember, our red lines are the nitrogens that go into the tank. The right hand side is the nitro, and the nitro tank is the one that has that special top on the middle. Ball valve, it just goes straight up on top. Lift the seal, press down, and make sure it clicks in like so. And I do the same thing for the cold brew. Now on the cold brew, there is no middle valve. It's just got the out and the in. Again, nitrogen in, coffee out. Red line nitrogen, clear line coffee. So you put it on there, lift it up, press it down, and give it a little authoritative click there. Now, we're going to simply turn the nitrogen back on. Left, Lucy. Now we're going to clear the headspace. On the top of these kegs is that little ring that we emptied earlier to remove the pressure. All we're going to do is lift it up. Take a screwdriver, turn your valves in just a little bit. We're not worried about setting the pressure lines too much here. We just need enough to allow the space to clear. So I'm going to set them both to 10. Once you turn it on a little bit, you want to listen to the tanks to see if you hear any hissing that would indicate a bad seal or leak. Now we're going to clear the headspace. Same thing on the nitrogen tank. Go ahead and turn it up a little bit more. Just clear it out as much as possible. Okay, now the headspace is clear and we're ready to set our levels. Now on the cold brew, that's the one on the left, take your screwdriver and go ahead and crank it all the way up to 30. Cold brew's good to go. Now the nitrogen, I'm going to go ahead and take it back down to around 5. We're going to let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and crank it up a few more PSI between 5 and 10 until eventually we reach 55. You want to do this over a period of about a half an hour. So keep your screwdriver handy. Now since the cold brew's already done, we're going to go ahead and lock it in place, and that's simply done by the little nut behind the screw. You screw it right till it hits, and then that can no longer be adjusted without opening up that nut. It's just a safety feature. So the nitrogen's good for now. We're going to go ahead and increase that incrementally over time. But let me go ahead and show you how to prep everything else. These are your lines that are going from the keg to the spigots. You want to make sure you get the right one. The right hand side, which has the long stem, is the nitro. So just follow it right from the machine. And we're going to stick that on the outside of the nitro keg. They click on just like the nitrogen itself, just to the opposite side. Out, labeled, stick it on there. Oopsie. Alright, so now everything is attached. We're going to go ahead and clear out the excess coffee that were in these lines from the previous batch. Just take any side of kind of cup. Just give me a paper one. And then we'll use a clear one to test the viscosity. You could just watch it come through the line. Alright, now that those are cleared out, we're going to go ahead and stick this back in here. you have to be kind of specific about how you get in there because it's a pretty tight fit. So what I like to do, well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna do it and then show you.